let's say for this one, I get the spectator to call out stop 3 times. Actually, 4 times. Let's say here's pile number 1. Let's say this is pile number 2. This one is pile number 3. And let's say this one is pile number 4. And if you had said stop later, you would have stopped on any one of these cards. But you stopped right here for these 4 piles. And in this case, you stopped on the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs, and the Ace of Diamonds. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 simple tricks you can do with the Overhand Shuffle. Now, for those of you that have been longtime subscribers, you know the Overhand Shuffle is my favorite way of controlling a card, and I actually have a whole video on the Overhand Shuffle. So I thought, why not teach you 3 easy tricks out there for beginners, because I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, that uses the Overhand Shuffle. Now in this video, I will teach you the Overhand Shuffle, and one more move you're going to need to know. I might have taught it in the tutorial for the Overhand Shuffle, which I will link down below. But in case you already know how to do the Riffle Shuffle, Overhand Shuffle, I'm going to leave timestamps down below so you can skip straight to the trick. So without further ado, let's get into the Overhand Shuffle here. And really quick here, the deck I'm using are the Lady Moon playing cards. I won these from Card Mechanics 13K giveaway, so I will leave that video down below in case you want to check it out. You can check out the giveaway video and the deck review of these cards. So let's get straight into this. I'm going to teach you the Overhand Shuffle and the Retention Shuffle, also called the Milk Shuffle. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to hold the deck like this, with your middle ring and pinky on the top, thumb on the back, index over the top here. And notice how my fingers are. So for my middle ring and pinky, I'm going to have my second knuckles here over the top. Now for my pinky, it really doesn't matter if it's that first or second knuckle. But for my middle and ring, it's going to be the second knuckle. For this top half of the deck, my second knuckle, my index finger is going to be here. And then for the back, my first knuckle for my thumb is going to be here. Or maybe these are joints, okay? Or these little lines, if that makes things better. These little lines. And all I do is, when I come over, I just make my hand like a scoop, and I come right underneath the bottom like this. So I just curl my hand like this, and this is when I take my other thumb. I can peel off one card at a time, holding it stable with my fingers, or I can do groups at a time. But you want light pressure, but not too light, and you don't want too tight a pressure either. So it's gonna look like this. And notice for my other hand how my middle ring and pinky are on the back, my thumb's in the front, or on top of it. My index finger is actually in the front, holding the cards there, okay? I shuffle them like this, and my finger can actually line them up, because my finger wasn't there. Okay, so let's do it like this. You can see how messy they get. But since my index finger is there, okay, I can keep them nice and pretty much neat. So that's going to be the Overhand Shuffle. If you want more of an in-depth look at it, you can check out the video down below. But that was the Overhand Shuffle. Now I'm going to teach you how to do the Retention Shuffle. So for the Retention Shuffle, here's what you're going to do. you're going to be retaining the top card here, in this case, the Queen of Hearts. Now, you're going to have it just like before, but instead the deck is going to be flipped over. When you come over with your other hand, you're going to apply pressure on the top of the deck and the bottom and the back of the deck, that one card. Notice that my four fingers are on the back here, my thumb is here. So there's one of two things I can do. I can either squeeze, and then I can use my hand here to pull out the deck, and I can pull out those two cards. Or what I can do is I can pull out a little chunk of cards along with that one card, and then I can shuffle. Okay, and this is actually going to be the retention shuffle. Now keep in mind, if you have one card, you can shuffle the deck all right until the very last card. It doesn't matter. But if you have a little group of cards, so let's say the Queen, the Jack, the 2 9s, and the Ace, I am first going to take that Queen, and I'm going to shuffle about halfway, and then what I can do, because the stack is going to be here, I might go ahead and take my thumb, or my fingers here, pull back the Queen to myself, okay? I might line up the rest of the deck with that back Queen right here, and then I can go ahead and push down and in. I can grab these with my index. I can lift up, okay, because my fingers are going to be on this side. I can lift up, and then I can shuffle some more from the front, and then I can put it back down. Just a little thing you can play around with. That's what I would do. But that's going to be pretty much the overhand shuffle and the retention shuffle. So now, let's get into the two tricks. Well, there's going to be 3 tricks here I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and get into the first trick here. So this is actually a very nice production, and this is used for 4 cards. Now you can do it with more than 4, you're just going to want the pile smaller. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to decide on what cards you're going to want to produce. Now in this case, I did the 4 aces, but keep in mind you can use any cards you want. But I would prefer the aces, and I'm going to show you why. Now this deck isn't the best for the 4 aces, but if you had bicycles, monarchs, keepers, whatever, those would be good. So what you're going to do is you're going to have these 4 cards on top of the deck. Now, I like to have them red, black for that nice, when you reveal them, okay, they don't see 2 hits of red and 2 hits of black, and takes longer to actually set in. They can see red, black, and hopefully that makes sense. But these are going to go on top of the deck. Now, you can really do any shuffles you want. You just want to keep your 4 aces, or your 4 of a kind, on top of the deck. And one shuffle you can do with the overhand shuffle is when you actually do it, you don't peel off any cards from the back, but from the face here, you can pull off about half, okay? Take your fingers, move these back into your palm, and then put these on top. That'll keep your 4 aces. Okay, you can shuffle about half, throw these back, and throw those on top. Right here. You can even do a riffle shuffle if you would like. You just want to keep those 4 aces. So I keep a little chunk of cards, and the 4 aces are on top. So here's what you're going to do, and I'm also going to explain this with a bicycle deck, just so you can see why I chose the 4 aces. But there's other cards you can choose too, which I will go over. What you're going to do is you're going to do that retention shuffle. Now you want 4 piles, so starting off, you're not going to mention how you're going to find something. You're not going to say, let's produce the 4 aces. You're not going to say any of that, because you don't want them to think when you're shuffling the cards, you're somehow going to position those 4 aces into the desired locations to produce them. Hopefully that made sense. So you say here, I want you to say stop 4 times. and let's try something. Something like that. So you can go ahead and do it. I squeeze the back, and I peel off a little from the front, about 5 to 10 cards, and then I run singles, and hopefully they'll say stop relatively quick. Okay, right here, you can put it down. Now you putting ace. We have 3 aces left. And the reason I said choose the aces, because when you do your little shuffle, because the aces don't have as much white on them, it'll be harder to spot. But with these cards, you can see how big the aces are. So that's why with the bicycle deck, I'll run through real quick what it's supposed to look like. They'll say stop again. And obviously we're getting really thin here. So they'll say stop. And then you can either put this down or have them say stop again. Something I like to do is say, if you said stop later, you would have landed on one of these. But you landed right here, and let's see what we found. We found 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. Just like that. So that's what the trick is supposed to look like. Let me show you with the bicycle deck real quick. And some other cards that you might want to take into account that you could use. Okay, so these are just regular bicycle jumbos. Okay, so they're not going to have any fancy designs. So obviously they're going to be jumbo. But for the aces, if we look, they're going to be... Okay, so I guess right here, these aren't the best cards. Let me pull out... Okay, these are actually good. These are bicycles. Okay, so for these ones, get that double backer out of here. If we look at the aces, these are going to be bicycle standards. So these are going to be perfect. Second, third, fourth. Now, obviously, the ace of spades isn't going to be the best in this situation. But I might use this for probably the last one. Okay, so you can see how small the pips are for the ace there, and the ace there. This one, not so much. But if we go ahead and do it, say stop, right there, because of all the... So let's try to do that better here. So go ahead and call out stop. So you can barely see the ace there. Call out stop again. Okay, it's a little harder to... I can't even see that ace there. So this is why you should use bicycle decks with not so big of an ace. And then you can actually reveal them. So hopefully that little thing there made sense. But that's what you want to keep in mind. Because you don't want them to see the aces at first. And you don't want to actually flash them either. Because then they might know what you're going to do at the end. Some other cards you could use are the 2s. I wouldn't do the 4s. You could do the 3s, okay? So you can do the 2s. You can do the 3s. You do the aces. Pretty much aces, 2s, or 3s I would do for this little production. But enough about that. But that was the first trick. Hopefully that made sense. Let me know down below if you have any questions about this. And let's get into the second trick here. So for this trick, the spectator's gonna shuffle the deck. And I'm gonna take out a few predictions here. So as I go through... Let's say I take out, okay, let's say, that's one of my predictions right there. That's another prediction, and let's say, that is my prediction. Okay, So I have my 3 predictions right here. Give these a little mix up. And I'm going to have the spectator call out stop 3 times for each of these cards. So let's say they call out stop here. Let's say they call out stop here. And let's say they call out stop here. Okay, perfect. Now, if you had called out stop later, okay, you would have landed on any one of these, okay? So, you have a few more selections to choose from, but you called out stop on these piles. And remember, I made predictions at the beginning. You shuffled, you cut, you did everything. Let's take a look at these. In this case, the 4 of diamonds, the 3 of clubs, and the 8 of diamonds. My predictions with the 4 of diamonds, the 4 of hearts, the 3 of clubs, the 3 of spades, and with the 8 of diamonds, we have the 8 of hearts. So, that is going to be the second trick. Now, this is going to be a real good trick here. So, let's learn how to do this one. So, this one is going to be a prediction effect, which is really good from the ace effect. I think this might be a little stronger, but let's see. First thing you're going to need, I would recommend 52 cards, okay? Because of your 3 predictions. But if you don't have 52, you can shuffle the deck and work with what you have. But here's what you're going to do. Deck is shuffled, cut, handed back to you. You say you're going to take out 3 predictions. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go at the top, and you're going to look at the top 3 cards. Now, in this case, we have a 7 of spades, 8 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. This is perfect. You're going to take out the mates to each of these cards. So the 7 of clubs, the 8 of spades, and the 6 of diamonds, okay? And then you continue with the effect. Now, let's say that you might have a 7 of spades, 8 of clubs, and 8 of spades, okay? This wouldn't work because you're going to need one of these 8s for the prediction. So what could you do? One of 2 things. The first thing you could do is if you have this mess here, you could shuffle up the deck again, cut it, and start with a new batch of cards, okay? Like the 9, 2, and 3. Or, if you don't really want to do that, okay, you could go ahead, look at the top 3, decide on which 8 you want to keep, which one you want to be your prediction, take out the prediction, and then look at that 4th card down, and then you could take out the 7 and the 6, remembering the 8 is in the middle. So hopefully that all made sense. But it doesn't matter the colors, but it does matter the suits, sort of. Because if they're both 7 of clubs, 7 of spades, then that does matter. But if it's 7 of spades, 6 of spades, that doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and shuffle here and see what we have. And you at home can guess if this looks right. So we have a jack, a 2, and an ace. Okay, so just from looking at this, this would fly by. So you can actually go ahead and use these. So the first thing I would do is look for my jack. Now, of course, if you run into the 2 or the ace, make sure you set it down at the right position. So we have a black ace, black jack, and a red 2. So I go through, and I find a black jack. I'm going to set that down. You want to remember how you set down the cards as well. I see a red ace. I'm going to set that on the outside. And if we look, you'll see the jack and the ace are going to sandwich the 2. And then we go through. We're going to find the 2 right here. And now you're all set. So the only thing you really want to remember here now is how you set these down. So I know this is the jack right there. This is the 2 right there. And this is the ace right there. So now you're going to do that same retention shuffle for little packets here. But you need 3 of them. So they call out stop. They call out stop. And they call out stop again. Okay, now you want to build a little time misdirection, because they call out stop 3 times using the same way you call out stop. So to avert their attention from the packets, so they don't rethink it and get suspicious, I like to say, look, if you said stop earlier, later, whatever the case is, you could have landed on one of these 3 cards, or not 3, but this little packet here. And I might start reading off some of the cards here. So the 7 of spades, the 5 of spades, the 4 of hearts, the Queen of hearts, the King of spades, any of those. But remember, you shuffled, you cut, I made 3 predictions, and then you said stop right here at these 3 packets. Let's take a look and see what you stopped at. And you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either flip over where they said stop and then reveal your prediction, or you can flip over all 3, okay, because these aren't going to look like much. Now, you might have 2 aces here and a jack, which would be impressive, but I like to have the predictions right at the end. So it looks like nothing at first, and then you hit them with that ending. And they said stop right here. And you can tell them, I made these before the trick even started. So that is the second trick. I hope you really enjoyed that one as well. Here's the last trick. This is a real nice trick you can do on the fly with any borrowed deck. So without further ado, let's get into this. So let's say we have the deck shuffled. Let's say we have it cut. I might give it one more shuffle. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to shuffle, and you're just going to call out stop. Right here. Perfect. So go ahead and remember this card for me. I will turn my head. Okay. So you can leave it on the pile, but leave it about halfway out. And I can actually show you that this card is going to go somewhere in the middle. And if you want to, you could push it in. You could shuffle the deck if you wanted. Heck, you could even cut it. You could put it in the box. It doesn't matter. But I know your card, you remembered, is the 6 of hearts. Alright, let's get into this one. So like I said, this is a real nice trick you can do on the fly. So here's how you're going to do this. This is going to be done with a peek. Now, if you have a marked deck, this is even better, okay? So the deck is going to be shuffled. It can be cut. You just want to get a peek on the top card. In this case, the 10 of spades. Now, if the deck is marked, it could be shuffled, cut, whatever. They hand it back. You can read the marking on top, and then you can do the shuffle. I'm going to teach you the Riffle Peek for what I did, but I'm not going to do it with these cards. I'm going to do it with bicycles. So here's what you're going to do. You know the top card, you're going to need a force, and you want to know how to do a Riffle Shuffle as well. And if you don't know how to do a Riffle Shuffle, I'm going to leave a tutorial down below for the Riffle Shuffle. Now, I might have taught this Riffle Peek a long time ago, but I don't remember. So here's how you're going to do it. Real quick, I'll go into the Riffle Shuffle, but not too in-depth. So I hold the cards like this, with my middle ring pinky on top, thumb in the back, index finger curled on top. And you want your first knuckles of your middle ring and pinky hanging over the deck like this. Now your pinky won't actually go over the top, which is fine. And you want to curl your middle and ring finger in. Your index is going to be applying pressure on top, because your thumb here, okay, so like the side of your thumb, is going to be pulling back cards to riffle them. You're going to riffle them into your waiting hand. Now, I like to do about half of them, okay? And you're going to do this on your middle ring and pinky of your other hand. Then use your fingers actually under the deck to lift up these cards, curl your index finger, grab it with your thumb, and you're in the same position as your other hand. So when I curl my fingers in even more, my middle ring pinky, okay, and then I pull back while applying pressure with my index fingers, and my thumb is going to slowly release pressure from them. You're going to notice the cards are going to go. You want them to go one by one, and this is going to be the Riffle Shuffle. Now, you can either end it here, or you could do it with the bridge. Okay, so we will come here. You're going to go ahead and apply pressure on that top card with both thumbs. Your fingers on the bottom are going to squeeze or apply pressure. Apply pressure on top. Going to bow the cards. Let go of pressure slowly with your 4 fingers at the bottom. Make sure you lock them a little. And it's going to bridge. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on the Riffle Shuffle, make sure you check out the video down below. But here is going to be the Riffle Peek. You're going to shuffle, and for that last card, you're going to hold back slightly, and you're going to be able to see what it is. Now, because I start riffling with my right hand, I'm going to be able to peek the card with my left hand. Luckily, because the pip of it is going to be on the right side for my finger to actually look at. Okay, so when I do this, you're going to see that right here, to you it might not look it, but to my direction, I can see that's a 9 of clubs. Okay, and then I can finish riffling. So if we do this in real time, here's what it might look like. So I know right there, I got the 5 of hearts. And you got the 5 of hearts. So that's just what the Riffle Peek is. It's real simple. 5 of clubs. Right there. So that's all you're going to want to know. So for this effect, you're going to peek the card at the top. Now there's other ways to peek a card. You could do another overhand shuffle, just making sure they don't see the top card. Maybe you can cut it, turn the deck into yourself, peek at the 6, and then you can shuffle it to the top. Whatever you would like. Just make sure you peek that top card. And now you're going to do the overhand shuffle. So they say stop. I set the packet down. I show them the 6. And then I leave about halfway sticking out. I put these cards on top. And I spread them. Just so they can see where the 6 is. They can push it in themselves. And now you're all set. Because you know the card is the 6. So they can shuffle the deck. You can try to guess it. You could even do the effect I uploaded for the last video, which I will leave down below as well. You know their card is the 6, so you can go through looking for their card, okay? You see it here, you cut it to the top, you do a double lift, the 3 isn't theirs, but you ask, is the 3 yours? They say no, and it changes to the 6. Something you can do. I'll go over that one more time. So let's say you force the Queen of Clubs and you cut it into the middle and they shuffled it. Look for that Queen of Clubs, okay, and make sure you cut it to the top. Now you're going to do a double lift, which I have a few videos on. You show the 5, that isn't it, and now the queen is on top. And that is how you are going to be able to do the trick. So, I hope you really enjoyed those tricks, and let me know which one's your favorite. And starting this week, I'm going to go back to college. My break is over, so I'm not going to be able to upload every day, but I will try to upload once or twice a week. So I hope you have liked these daily uploads, but now I'm going to have to go back to 1 to 2 per week. But the end of the semester is coming up in a few weeks, so then I'll be able to go back to posting every day, or every other day. So I hope you liked it. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see on the channel, so when I start uploading once or twice a week, I can provide that content to you. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys Saturday. Bye.